she wanted Hulk Hogan. She had no need for Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff, of course, became part of the deal because if you want Hulk, Hulk said, if you want me, you know what I'm saying? So
he was like the updated Jimmy Hart.
Exactly. So she brings in Hulk and Eric, scared to death to tell me. And I said, Dixie, it's your company. You could bring in whoever you want to bring in.
This was before TNA, so eventually he did calm down, and you two pretty much worked things out, because if he's talking to you by telephone and you're going over storyline ideas and things like that, things must have calmed down quite a bit.
Mac, I got to say this. Bro, think about the position I'm in all these things, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now, oh, God, man. So now Dixie sends Jeff Jarrett home because of the Karen Angle stuff. Okay.
Yep.
So she comes to me, Vince, will you be able to write the TV on your own, this, that, and the other thing? I said, Dixie, yeah, I think I know how to write television. Right. So now I'm writing television and Matt Conway is like helping me write the TV. Right. Okay. And what I'm trying to do is, this is when AJ was the champion. I'm starting to build all the TNA guys. While I'm doing this, she's having these conversations with Hogan and Bischoff. And Mac, let me make one thing perfectly clear. She wanted Hulk Hogan. She had no need for Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff, of course, became part of the deal because if you want Hulk, Hulk said, if you want me, you know what I'm saying? So
he was like the updated Jimmy Hart.
Exactly. So she brings in Hulk and Eric, scared to death to tell me. And I said, Dixie, it's your company. You could bring in whoever you want to bring in. I don't have a problem. I did nothing wrong. I don't have a problem. I could work with them, right? The only thing she did say, then she had like the chief operator, whatever. He came to me and he said, Vince, we're bringing in Hulk and Eric. I said, yeah, fine. He said, well, Hulk wants creative control. What do you think about that? And I said, bro, I can't remember the dude's name, began with a D. I said, bro, I'm telling you, don't do that. That's a huge mistake. You cannot give creative control to any wrestler. And of course, they wound up giving in. And what was the last scene you seen in TNA? Hulk Hogan's walking out with Dixie grabbing onto his ankles, begging him to stay. That was Hulk's creative control, and she looked like a total fool. But Mac, I will say this. Now, Mac, if it was up to Eric and probably Hulk too, when Dixie hired them, she fires my ass.
Yep.
They did not want me around, but Dixie wanted me around. It's funny, Mac, because Dixie was always being worked by wrestlers, and she knew like I wasn't one of them. And I would get into so many arguments with Dixie because I was the guy that told her the truth. And I was the guy that told her what she didn't want to hear. So if it were up to them, they're in and I'm out. But Dixie was not ready to let me go. And Mac, I always say this. So Mac, now the last time we're together is in that freaking trailer. Now I've got to meet Hulk and Eric in a hotel room in Florida, just the three of us. Mac, do you have any idea? But Mac, I say this. Bro, Hulk made it very easy on me. Very, very, very easy on me. And I was very, very thankful. But Mac, what had happened prior? Yep. I don't know if you know this part of it. So he sues me for defamation of character. It goes in front of a judge. So the judge says, okay, let me get this straight. So Vince Russo is in a wrestling ring, cutting a wrestling promo on a wrestling character, Hulk Hogan, who doesn't exist, by the way, and you're going to sue him for defamation. The judge threw it out. Bro, they appealed it.
No.
So it goes to a second judge. So the second judge says, all right, let me get this straight. You're on a wrestling show, right? You're in a wrestling ring, right? Vince is cutting a wrestling promo on a fictional character, right? The second judge throws it out, and that's when that was the end of the road. But like I always say this, when I saw him after that, Mac, he made it very, very, very easy on me. We had that conversation, and we talked things out, and they didn't yell and scream at me or anything like that. It was very, very cool.